location. I'm Brooks Hill, joined by interim head coach Brant Sherwood. And before we get to Coach Sherwood, the Black Bears split their last weekend series, going 1-1 against the rivals from the Continental Division, the Port Huron Prowlers. A big victory on a Friday night and an oh-so-close comeback out on Saturday. Friday night's victory was a 13-2 total, setting multiple franchise records in that game. We'll get to it a little bit later on in tonight's show. And almost the biggest comeback in franchise history occurred on Saturday night as well, as the Black Bears did fall by a final count of 6-5. Coach Sherwood, a rare occasion that we have back-to-back shows here in Tully's. Only 2 games from last week to talk about. Let's go ahead and start with Friday night and a very big victory for the club, and we can deep dive into this one a little bit on, but just I would say the Cliff Notes version for all of our listeners back at home here in Tully's and also on YouTube online. How do you think that your team responded coming off of the previous weekend for the Friday night tilt against Port Huron?
Saturday's game?
Friday's game.
Friday's game was awesome. It just showed our scoring power and shows how much talent we have up front, the skilled defensemen. I think everyone basically contributed that night, and yeah, it was a fun night for the fans, fun night for everyone. The building was rocking, and yeah, it was all around a good game. But it created a big head for Saturday night's game, unfortunately.
Well, that's something that I mentioned on the broadcast before we transition to Saturday night. Just something that Coach did mention, the offensive firepower that they put out for the first time ever in the year and a half of the Black Bears franchise. Every single forward recorded a point in the contest, and in fact, on a night where the Black Bears only dressed 9 forwards, 8 of the forwards scored a goal, and believe it or not, Tyler George was the only one not to score, but he still had 3 assists as well. So a big, heavy night for Tyler, producing as he gets closer to the 600-point mark in his professional hockey career. He's only 5 away from 600, and he's only 9 away from breaking the all-time FPHL goal record. So Tyler is on a milestone watch coming up here, maybe a little bit this weekend and further down the road as we inch closer towards the all-time goal-leading tally. So just something that Coach mentioned, a lot of forwards producing, and one forward that really stuck out before we get to Saturday night's game was Brett Parker. Brett Parker, his first ever professional hat trick, also has 3 assists to go with it, well deserving of the Budweiser first star of the game on Friday night. So just quickly, we want to go over what impressed you about Parker's performance on Friday night.
Well, he got to showcase his skill. First and foremost, he's there at practice every day. He's in the shooting room. He's doing all the right things, and better yet, he comes with a smile to the rink. And all the boys love him. He's got great character, but it was well-deserved. He works hard. He does the little things, and it paid off in the scoring department.
By far Parker's best game of the year, and just like you said, he was able to showcase his skill. He's been up and down the lineup a couple times this season, but really solidifying his spot now at 12 goals, I believe, on the season, if I am correct on that. Also with 11 assists as well, so 23 points on the year for Brett Parker. And like you said, the Black Bears won big. It was 13-2. Riley McVeigh stood on his head, made 24 saves. You guys did a really good job defensively as well, protecting home, at least what I thought. Port Huron did score their 2 goals on the power play. I know that you talk about it day in and day out, how big special teams can be. You know, it's the important third of the game, comparing it to football, offense, defense, and special teams, penalty kill, power play, so on and so forth. Now, we get to Saturday, and we were talking before the game started, and you said, well, hopefully, you know, we come out and just like Friday didn't happen at all. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but let's go step by step. A slow start in the game. It happens. Make a goaltending change, trying to re-energize your team, and you guys battle back. How do you go in from down 4-0 at one point in the first period to being back tied 5-5 going into the locker room? What is the range of emotions from about 15 minutes left in the first to getting ready to go into the final 20?
Well, it's just a lot of momentum swings. our team obviously wasn't ready to go for the first 5 minutes, and it showed, and we left our goalie out to dry. It was there was already like 3 grade A chances before that first goal went in, and it's just missing key assignments as far as the D zone, and just knowing your assignment off draws, having a count for a defenseman. Some guys are looking for the big hit, and then it ends up going to 2-on-1 the other way. I just think we were a little too loose, and we were thinking offense right off the start, where first 5 minutes we got to play it safe, get in a groove, and let our defense do the talking, and offense will translate.
The first 4 minutes was just too much to overcome at the end of the game. Unfortunately, the Black Bears give up a shorthanded goal in the third period, and that would be the final goal in the contest. Port Huron does not hit the empty net, and the Black Bears could not score with the extra attacker out on the ice. They split the season series and weekend series with Port Huron now, both teams with 2 wins and 2 losses respectively. Did not go down in the rankings since the Black Bears have done such a good job of solidifying themselves ahead of Watertown this year, and they kept pace with Danbury this weekend as well, who went 1-1 against the Carolina Thunderbirds. So spin zone, glass half full, didn't lose any ground, glass half empty, didn't gain anything back, but it's an opportunity to learn, hey, can't take anybody lightly any night, no matter what happens. Night 1, you still have night 2, and even maybe sometimes this season we're going to have night 3 when the Black Bears have a 3-game weekend series in February and now in March a little bit later on in the season. But transition out of Saturday night's game, addressing the elephant in the room. Some personnel changes have been made throughout the roster, on the goaltending lineup, in the locker room. So no better time than now at your show to go ahead and give you the platform and maybe just explain what goes on into making some of these decisions.
It's all just bottom line. I'm just trying to produce a championship team. I need guys that are fully committed at practice every day, and I think the perception is like guys just show up for an hour and leave and they go work another job or whatever. No, this is a full-time gig, and guys are there from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're here at practice. They're getting prepared before practice, and then they're doing a workout, and we're doing video sessions after. So you just need to be there all the time. You need to be fully committed, and we're building a team that's ready for playoffs. And if you're missing practice, if you're have something else going on, then it affects the team, and you either miss assignments or whatever. But as far as MJ goes, he is a great face in the community. He's done so much for this program, and I wish him nothing but the best. He is commendable in every way as far as what he does for the kids in this community, and we really appreciate what he brought to the Binghamton Black Bears. He's a great guy. It's just we're just going in another direction, and that's all it is.
Yeah, you and owner Andreas Johansson made it very clear that this season is about a championship, and you guys are doing what you think is best way for Binghamton to get to the championship, to have a chance to play for the Commissioner's Cup. And a lot of guys on the team already have a Commissioner Cup ring, whether it's with some former Watertown teams. I believe Jake Schultz has an Ignite Cup ring with the Columbus River Dragons from the shortened year a couple of seasons ago. So there's a lot of championship experience inside the locker room. And, the guys know how much dedication it takes to put in and day out to go ahead and lift any kind of trophy. And that's not across just the FPHL at this level, whether it's the Calder Cup at the AHL, your local state championship like all the football teams around here did. You want people who are dedicated in 100% and can give you all the effort.
Exactly. It's just a full buy-in throughout the entire lineup. That's all I'm asking for. And I call it the COVID ring or the 4-team tournament. I got one of those, but it was every day. It's constant talk, whether we're going over assignments, whether we're going over systems, whatever it might be. It's every minute in that locker room, every minute in that rink matters. And just like missing a little piece of it, it could hurt us on the weekend. And it's just something I know what it takes to make it to far in playoffs. But yeah, that's what we're doing going forward. We want to win a championship, and we want to bring this town, these fans. They deserve a championship, and going forward, that's all I'm trying to do is just create the best team and give us the best opportunity to win.
11 years since one of the Binghamton hockey teams have won the championship. It was the Binghamton Senators at the time at the AHL, bringing home the Calder Cup and the championship trophy of the AHL level. So you know that the fans are ready to see another trophy be lifted for the hockey organization that plays inside Veterans Memorial Arena. And you talked about a little bit about film session. You guys had film today after practice, a good hard practice from what I was able to observe for the 20 minutes that I was down there or so. But I didn't get to see the film session today, but you were talking about it, about how productive it was. So what goes into a full team video session, and why was today's film session so productive?
It was a bit of a roast session for the boys. I had to call some guys out on like just missing key assignments, but it's a group discussion. We're all in this together. So if like they can chime in, pick up on things, but mostly we were going over a lot of the goals against in our D zone and key assignments off draws, like knowing who you got off the draw, just simple stuff like that, just so it's laid out there, clear cut for the guys, and they know what they're doing when we lose a draw or when it's an odd man rush, whatever it might be. We're talking it out, we're pointing out those things, so then we can clean it up on the weekend and we don't have those mistakes again, because you can't go down 4-0 in the first 4 minutes. That's a tough hole to dig out of, and yeah, it was great coming back on Saturday, but I'm a firm believer in the hockey gods. If you take a team lightly, they're not going to reward you for it.
Yeah, it was very exciting to see the guys not just lay down and kind of start to go through the motions that I personally think that maybe Port Huron did Friday night when the deficit got so big so quickly. To see the guys battle back, George getting it started with a power play goal on the first opportunity of the night was big. I had a friend back home who was texting me saying, like, hey, like, we're tuned in, listening, everything like that. Sorry, they're not doing so hot. And I was like, no, they're going to come back, watch. And then I texted them after the second period, and I was like, told you. And like, yeah, you were right. And a complete dominance in the second period from the squad. What was it that you guys talked about in between the first and second period in the locker room? You guys were down by 3 as Port Huron just put 5 up on the board, and you guys got 2. But obviously, whatever somebody said kind of stuck with some people, and you guys were able to come out and really dominate the second period.
It was just more so instilling belief in them. And like I said earlier, we have a ton of scoring power, so scoring 13 goals the night before, we knew we could get another 3 and tie it up. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that 6th one. But yeah, it's just making sure we're all on the same page. I'm sure a lot of guys spoke up. I had my my little spiel, but it was definitely a wake-up call, and they answered the bell, and they showed a ton of resiliency that night. It was I like to say Friday night probably was like one of the worst things for us, even though we scored 13 goals, but it creates a overconfident team and player, and maybe Saturday was the best thing for us to show that we can't take teams lightly. We can't have a start in the first 5 minutes like that. So, yeah, going forward, we got to be ready to go right off the drop of the puck and be focused.
I was talking to assistant coach Tom Reynolds a little bit earlier in the season, and I feel like every time I talk to Coach Tom, he always harps on the first 5 minutes of every game are the most important. Now, I've heard coaches say the first 5 minutes of the third period are the most important. First 5 minutes of, any period is important. But Tom is really harping to me that the first 5 minutes of the game, just period, first 5, sets the tone for the entire time. You're going to feel out the team, get an understanding for their schemes, and then you're going to either adjust or keep doing what you're doing. Black Bears kept doing what they were doing Friday night, and it was working really well. And then after the first 5 minutes, you guys showed that you guys had to adjust to what Port Huron was doing. So just a little thing that I've been picking up as I go along through my first hockey season as well, working in professional sports. One positive to come out of the weekend, Tyler Dirch does take over the #1 spot on top of the league leaderboard for power play goals. He now sits at the top with 7, so a big congrats to Tyler. And also in the goalie column, Riley McVeigh gets his goals average against to 251, the December goalie of the month in the FPHL. So big congrats to O'Reilly. He's contending for that goalie of the year spot with Brendan Coughlin, who is just absolutely on fire down in Columbus. Shut out Motor City 2 times this past weekend. McVeigh's save percentage also at an astonishing 924. So we're going to take a quick timeout, come back with Coach. We're going to preview this upcoming home-and-home series against the Watertown Wolves after these messages. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're listening to the Tully's Good Times with Coach show. This Saturday night at 7 p.m., it's rivalry night inside the arena as the Binghamton Black Bears take on the Watertown Wolves. 50th anniversary jerseys will be auctioned off of the players' backs. It's an event you will not want to miss. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com.
It is not too late to get season tickets for this season. Prorated season tickets are on sale now, along with single game tickets and group tickets. Call the front office for more details or visit binghamtonblackbears.com.
Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Bricks Barber Company Clip of the Week.
Around one man, Danny Bacon two, instead he dribbles back. It's out in front and it's in. Brett Parker. Sealed away, 2-on-1 with Coach out in front for Parker. Bacon 7 in a period. What in the world is going on? It's all 360 at the same time, but look out. Breakaway for Brett Parker. The hat trick on the line. He scores!
And Brooks, a franchise record.
Bricks Barber Company located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today.
Into the slot, and Kirby scores on the one-timer.
You do not want to miss 1 minute of Binghamton Black Bear action this upcoming season. With individual game tickets as low as $10 and outstanding group rates, there is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach Show will be on January 24th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Join myself, Brooks Hill, and Coach Sherwood as we talk all things Black Bears for the hour. It's going to be a great time, and we can't wait to see you out there. This Saturday night at 7 p.m., it's rivalry night inside the arena as the Binghamton Black Bears take on the Watertown Wolves. 50th anniversary jerseys will be auctioned off of the players' backs. It's an event you will not want to miss. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com.
It is not too late to get season tickets for this season. Prorated season tickets are on sale now, along with single game tickets and group tickets. Call the front office for more details or visit binghamtonblackbears.com.
Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Bricks Barber Company Clip of the Week.
Around one man, Danny Bacon two, instead he dribbles back. It's out in front and it's in. Brett Parker. 2-on-1 with Coach out in front for Parker, making 7 in a period. What in the world is going on? It's all 360 at the same time, but look out. Breakaway for Brent Parker. The hat trick on the line. He scores!
And Brooks a franchise record.
Bricks Barber Company, located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street, right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today.
Into the slot, and Kirby scores on the one-timer.
You do not want to miss 1 minute of Binghamton Black Bear action this upcoming season. With individual game tickets as low as $10 and outstanding group rates, there is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach Show will be on January 24th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Join myself, Brooks Hill, and Coach Sherwood as we talk all things Black Bears for the hour. It's going to be a great time, and we can't wait to see you out there. This Saturday night at 7 p.m., it's rivalry night inside the arena as the Binghamton Black Bears take on the Watertown Wolves. 50th anniversary jerseys will be auctioned off of the players' backs. It's an event you will not want to miss. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com.
It is not too late to get season tickets for this season. Prorated season tickets are on sale now, along with single game tickets and group tickets. Call the front office for more details or visit binghamtonblackbears.com.
Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Bricks Barber Company Clip of the Week.
Around one man, and he makes it 2 instead. He circles back. Sends it out in front, and it's in. Brett Parker. Sealed away. 2-on-1 with Coach out in front for Parker, making 7 in a period. What in the world is going on? It's all 360 at the same time, but look out. Breakaway for Brett Parker. The hat trick on the line. He scores!
And Brooks a franchise record.
Bricks Barber Company, located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street, right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today.
Into the slot, and Kirby scores on the one-timer.
You do not want to miss 1 minute of Binghamton Black Bear action this upcoming season. With individual game tickets as low as $10 and outstanding group rates, there is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach Show will be on January 24th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Join myself, Brooks Hill, and Coach Sherwood as we talk all things Black Bears for the hour. It's going to be a great time, and we can't wait to see you out there. Welcome back into the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show. Brooks Hill alongside interim head coach Brant Sherwood. And Coach Sherwood, we now can put Port Huron in the past, and like any professional, you just have to kind of operate on that 24-hour clock. And You got to think about what you could do to do better. But now we're on to Watertown this weekend. It's a home and home series. We will be Friday night in Watertown near the Canadian border at the Municipal Arena, and back home inside Vision Veterans Memorial Arena on Saturday night for a rivalry night. And it was originally going to be the last time that these two teams faced off in the regular season this year. But due to the postponement of the game before Christmas Eve, that game will be made up on a new date of March 19th. That is a Sunday at 2 p.m. So your tickets from the December 23rd game are good for March 19th at 2 p.m. It is a Sunday. If you have any questions, feel free to call the office at 607-722-7367, and you can talk to one of our amazing ticket representatives for more help on that front. We hope to see you out in March. But before we get to March, we have this 2-game set here, a home and home, and it's almost exactly like how you came into the Black Bears, playing on the road in Watertown one night and then turning right around and coming back for a home contest. But this time around, you think that maybe things might go a little bit differently with Watertown? Do you think they're going to adjust to what you guys have been doing? Do they watch that Port Huron film and say, hey, this is our game plan, and this is how we're going to come out, and we're going to get these guys?
Yeah, so we got to be ready to go off the drop of the puck. We can't, just like talking about Port Huron, we can't take teams lightly. No matter where they're at in the standings, we could be meeting up with them in playoffs. So we got to set the tone right away. And it's a battle of New York, So we got to take pride in that. We got to make sure we're the best team in New York and run with it.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry. These two teams faced off so many times last year against each other, and Watertown, deservingly so, won the Commissioner's Cup last year. Did not play Binghamton in the playoffs as Black Bears lost in the first round, but these teams went back and forth up and down I-81. What seemed like the entire season, from what I can tell from the staff, the fans following the team last year. And these two teams do not like each other. And if you follow the Black Bears on social media, you saw a video today from Black Bears defenseman Justin Coachman already, and just giving his insight on the rivalry. That is a former Watertown Wolf for life until this season. 2 Commissioner Cup rings as well, but now he plays for the Black Bears. And Justin Coachman, not one to shy away from his feelings and let you know how bad he wants to beat Watertown this weekend.
I lean on Coachman a lot. He is such a great leader, leads by example. He's quarterback in the PK. He's flexing his muscles on Watertown. No one wants to go near him. So I'm so happy to have him, and I'm so happy he decided to come back playing. And just better yet, he's such a great person, and that's what these younger guys need to see in the room. And if you want to follow pro around, you follow Coachman around. He just leads by example. He's a worksman, and he's constantly at the rink trying to get himself better.
Oh, he's definitely a pro's pro, veteran status for all the amount of professional games that he has played. Spent his entire pro career in Watertown, if I'm correct, before playing with Binghamton this year. Funny enough, gets his first goal of the season in your first game against Watertown, and it was just a funny thing that we talked about it on the way back. He said he doesn't think he's ever scored a goal outside of that building. And then also he's never had a goal that chased a goaltender out of a game.
Well, I know Coachman's a tough guy, but he's got some skill, and he's got a heavy, hard shot from the point. So I've been encouraging him to unload that shot of his, and he's got so much other ability to his game, as far as his first pass, and obviously with the PK, and how he's defensively sound, always blocking shots. So yeah, like I said, we're very lucky to have him.
Yeah, just talking about the shots from the point, I thought he had his second goal of the year the other day. It was actually tipped out in front by Ivashkin, but it was a good wrist shot, and Ivashkin was able to tip it past the goaltender. And we saw the defense kind of get activated a little bit in Saturday's game, as Mathieu Boilar had a silent wrist shot that just absolutely pinged the corner of the net, and it was a good shot by Mathieu, good traffic out in front, and those are the things that maybe not the casual fan picks up on, just how important maybe the screen is in front of the goalie when a defenseman shoots the puck from the blue line.
Oh, it's huge. So our team is obviously really good at scoring off the rush, 2-on-1s, breakaways, 3-on-2, stuff like that. But we're starting to sustain some ozone pressure and getting a little rotation going as far as getting the pucks low to high, D walking the blue line, getting the net front screen, and then either picking up rebounds or sometimes they're floating in, or Nikita's just waving the wand and tipping them in, or maybe a little wind on it. But he's also doing a great job in buying into the little things, and that's all I got to get these skilled players to do is start playing a playoff style hockey, because a lot of these opportunities are going to get shut down in playoffs, and then teams are going to be defensively sound, so we have to find other ways to score.
And the Black Bears will try to do so on Friday night. That game will be at 7:30 inside Watertown Municipal Arena. Saturday night's game is at the regular 7 o'clock. It is rivalry night, and the Black Bears will be wearing these 50th anniversary jerseys that I am being swallowed up by right now. And they combine all of the history of the teams. The socks are the Binghamton Devils, diagonal script from the Binghamton Rangers. The green is Whaler green. They have the Senators arrows on the side, the Dusters neckline, and the Iceman trim on the bottom. So just combining all the years of Binghamton hockey and the great teams that have come and gone through the 607, whether it was at the AHL level, UHL, or now in the FPHL. So the Black Bears have been able to score offensively at command, kind of how you've said. Ivashkin does lead the team in goals now with 22, Jurich and Kirkby right behind at 19. And then you have guys like Brett Parker, who is bringing up that secondary scoring as well with his monster performance this past weekend along. And Gavin Yates is also really starting to pick up his pace after being gone for a month with an injury sustained earlier this season. So it's a great opportunity for you to go ahead and get your tickets, binghamtonblackbears.com, or call the office, 607-722-7367. You will be directly transferred to one of our ticket representatives, and we can't wait to see you out on Saturday night for a rivalry night as the two teams right off of I-81 will drop the puck at 7 o'clock. They don't like each other, not one bit, and we are probably going to see a little bit of some more. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the right word. I was on a roll.
Fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs. Thank you. There you go. SAT word right there. So, more fisticuffs. Who wants to know? And, you know, like you said, there's a couple players for Binghamton who want a lot of piece of Watertown, and there's a lot of people on Watertown who want absolutely no piece of Binghamton.
Yeah, it's going to be an aggressive one, and they don't like us. We don't like them, but I think we got a little bit more meat on the back end. So, we're not scared to handle the game in that way. We want to win on the scoreboard, but if they do want to flex and get tough on us, we can adapt that way as well.
Yeah, it seemed that, you know, I'm not going to name names, but one player in particular tried to call out anybody just on the Watertown bench to come get a piece of some. And, you know, I think they decided that they were probably safer with the boards in between them if they stepped out on the ice. But the Black Bears are 4-1 against Watertown this year. They try to make it 6-1 by the end of the weekend. And Coach Brandt, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Brooksy. Appreciate it as well.
And when we come back, we're going to have a very special guest. It's Gino D'Angelo joining the show after these messages. This Saturday night at 7 p.m., it's rivalry night inside the arena as the Binghamton Black Bears take on the Watertown Wolves. 50th anniversary jerseys will be auctioned off of the players' backs. It's an event you will not want to miss. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com.
It is not too late to get season tickets for this season. Prorated season tickets are on sale now, along with single game tickets and group tickets. Call the front office for more details or visit binghamtonblackbears.com.
Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Bricks Barber Company Clip of the Week.
Around one man, and he makes it two instead. He circles back. It's out in front, and it's in. Brett Parker. Sealed away. 2-on-1 with Coach out in front for Parker. Making 7 in a period. What in the world is going on? It's all 360 at the same time, but look out. Breakaway for Brett Parker. The hat trick on the line. He scores!
And Brooks a franchise record.
Bricks Barber Company located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today.
into the slot, and Kirby scores on the one-timer.
You do not want to miss 1 minute of Binghamton Black Bear action this upcoming season. With individual game tickets as low as $10 and outstanding group rates, there is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach Show will be on January 24th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Join myself, Brooks Hill, and Coach Sherwood as we talk all things Black Bears for the hour. It's going to be a great time, and we can't wait to see you out there. This Saturday night at 7 p.m., it's rivalry night inside the arena as the Binghamton Black Bears take on the Watertown Wolves. 50th anniversary jerseys will be auctioned off of the players' backs. It's an event you will not want to miss. Get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com.
It is not too late to get season tickets for this season. Prorated season tickets are on sale now, along with single game tickets and group tickets. Call the front office for more details or visit binghamtonblackbears.com.
Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Bricks Barber Company Clip of the Week.
Around one man, and he makes it two instead. He circles back. Sends it out in front, and it's in. Brett Parker. Sealed away. 2-on-1 goes close out in front for Parker. Making 7 in a period. What in the world is going on? It's all 3 at the same time, but look out. Breakaway for Brett Parker. The hat trick on the line. He scores!
And Brooks, a franchise record.
Bricks Barber Company located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today.
Into the slot, and Kirby scores on the one-timer.
You do not want to miss 1 minute of Binghamton Black Bear action this upcoming season. With individual game tickets as low as $10 and outstanding group rates, there is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com. Fans, the next Tully's Good Times with Coach Show will be on January 24th at 6 p.m. at the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Join myself, Brooks Hill, and Coach Sherwood as we talk all things Black Bears for the hour. It's going to be a great time, and we can't wait to see you out there. Welcome back to the Tully's Good Times with the Coach Show. I'm now joined by Black Bears forward Gino D'Angelo. Gino, thank you for spending some time and hanging out with us here at Tully's on a Tuesday night.
Of course, no problem. It's my pleasure.
And you have battled some adversity this season. It's gone up and down for you, for better or worse. You were almost a goal per game guy last year, and, I think it shows some resiliency and, some courage to stick with the system and go through. Some nights you're a healthy extra out of the lineup. You're getting limited minutes as an extra forward. But this past weekend, saw your playing time go up, and also with Coach Sherwood here, you've also seen your playing time go up as well here. What is it about just staying mentally tough and also physically ready to go? Because, sometimes when a guy's not rewarded with the playing time that they think they deserve, or they're just not getting, period, it's easy to kind of just fall back and start to coast and really just go through the motions. But how do you stay mentally and physically ready for your number to be called?
Yeah, I mean, you said it really. It's just that's part of the game at this level. You got to be ready for whenever your number's called. You can't always be in the lineup, I guess. You know what I mean? But even when you're scratched, you're practicing, you're still pushing the guys at practice. You're working hard, trying to get back in the lineup. You know what I mean? So it's just working hard. Really is the. You
got rewarded with a goal on Friday night's game. I believe went short side as you were coming down the left wing side, through the face-off dot, right around the shoulder area of the goaltender at the time. I think that was goal number 4 in the game. The next one would chase the goaltender out of it. And, we talked about the good and the bad of last weekend with Coach Sherwood, but you have to admit that it probably felt really good the way that you guys were playing offensively on Friday night to see that many pucks go in the back of the net and see the things that Coach has talked about in practice work out.
No, yeah, I mean, everybody's responded positively with Brant coming in, and I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy. He's played, so we're all just following the lead and doing what we got to do. And I mean, everything was just clicking that night. It's just some nights are like that, and some nights aren't. But it's what makes a good team is being able to bounce back and just rally your guys and get the job done when it matters. Yeah.
Black Bears got the 3 points on Friday night's contest. We get to Saturday, and things aren't going your way to start the game. So I want to hear it from a player's perspective on this one. Down 4-0. You guys called timeout, a goaltending change. What's going on while the game is still going on? Because obviously I'm not down there on the bench. I can't hear what you guys are talking about. I'm not seeing any clipboards getting tossed or water bottles thrown out onto the ice. But is it, just calm, be like, hey, everybody take a chill pill, relax, or is it like, hey, like?
Yeah, basically, it's just, getting back to the game, how to play, calming down a little bit, I guess, you could say. Because you could throw the clipboard or the water bottle, but, at the end of the day, it's not going to do much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, we know how to play, and it's just really calming down and getting back to it. That's about it.
Well, my parents were always big advocates of it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I think the message that was ever said during the timeout or when you guys got to the locker room for the first period intermission, that whoever was saying anything, it was received well as you guys came out and kind of flipped the script on them in that middle period. What does it go about in the locker room for you guys after you score the 3 goals in the second and you're going into the final period in a tied 5-5 hockey game?
So yeah, I mean, it obviously being in the locker room after the first, you're rallying, and when it actually happens, it's just really about once again staying calm and remembering how to play and remembering the things you got to do to get the job done. It's a simple game when you break it down, but yeah.
Again, speaking from personal experience, I had a lacrosse coach in my heyday, so lacrosse is a simple game. Mm-hmm. At this point, you've learned everything there is to know about it. It's just going out and executing it. I would have to imagine that at this point, you guys have kind of learned, the skills of hockey, And, you guys are all professionals, and now it's just about going out and executing it day in, day out. Would you say, though?
Yeah, no, I agree. At this level, everybody has a job on the ice. I mean, everybody knows what they're good at, what they need work in and stuff. So we have so much talent on this team. So it's just really having the confidence and just going out and doing it.
How would you rate practice today? The first full team practice since the weekend. Yesterday was optional for the guys. I know you were out there early as I was making my way around the locker room doing some rounds. And how would you just think the first team practice of the week went today?
I think it went well. Everybody was working hard, breaking a sweat. Yeah, we had battle drills, having a good time. Everybody's got a smile on their face. So, yeah.
And
positive vibes.
We talked about it with Coach Sherwood earlier as well, the film session today, and he said he almost used it kind of like a roast session, but it's an opportunity to call guys out, and there's nowhere to hide on film because everybody can see it. Is it beneficial for you guys as players to see the mistakes that are being made and know, like, oh, hey, like, okay, I remember I was doing this, but now in hindsight 2020, I realize that I could be doing something different, and it'll help me and the team?
Yeah, no, I mean, watching film, it helps you learn. It, like you said, you can see your mistakes. It can help you see what you need to work on or whatever, So it definitely helps, yeah.
How often do you guys watch film as a team, and then how often do individuals watch film on their own?
As of recently, yeah, we've been watching it a lot more with Sherwood coming in. Like I said, it's helping out a lot. But anybody can go back on the team and watch, their the whole game on YouTube and stuff. So, I'm not really sure how many people do it. I know every once in a while I do go back and watch. But, yeah, it's always nice to see what you like a mistake you made or something you want to work on.
Yeah, I see a couple of guys at the front of the bus when we're on the road already have it up when I'm loading back up, and I was like, well, I sure hope it's on mute so they don't have to listen to my voice. But, a lot of the guys are in the film room. As soon as the final horn goes off, they get back into their street clothes and make their way to the bus to travel, or they're already in the locker room back in their suits before they head home for the night. So film's a great way for any hockey player to learn, not only as a professional, but it can also benefit anybody who's playing youth hockey as well, whether that's just having somebody film you while you're doing drills.
Yeah, even watching like an NHL game or something, you see something and you can bring it into your own game or of sorts, you know what I mean? Even like the breakaways and the moves and stuff, it's always something new to learn, always something new.
I saw a move in an NHL game that I tried to do in ball hockey this past summer before moving to Binghamton. It didn't work out the same.
No, okay.
I sent it over the net. Didn't even make the goaltender move. It was kind of embarrassing, but I saw it on TV and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna try it."
You're practicing, yeah. That's what matters.
Absolutely. And now I have the confidence that once I can shoot without losing my balance on ice skates, I'm probably gonna try the same thing eventually up here in Binghamton. And now let's turn our focus to the Watertown Wolves, Gino. It's another home-and-home series, a rivalry night on Saturday. You guys are 4-1 against Watertown, but there's a lot of bad blood between these two sides. And, you guys have to go out and, I guess, set the tone on the road on Friday night.
Yeah, road games are, they're a little more tough than home games. You got to get on the bus and yeah, it can be tough at times, but I mean, Watertown's not too far away, so it's not too long of a drive. But yeah, I mean, the little rivalry we got going on is fun. Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, they work hard. They're a good team. But yeah, I mean.
Do you guys think that this past Saturday's game against Port Huron is the wake-up call to not take anybody, especially Watertown, any lightly?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Any team can come out any night and give you a run for your money. It doesn't matter who they are. So you got to take every team seriously.
That's not just at the FPHL level. That can happen any night. We're seeing our good friends over at the Adirondack Thunder, who didn't have the best start to the season, start to make a little bit of a run into the middle of the pack in the ECHL. Our good friend Rob LaPola is doing some good stuff with the Thunder in the Devils organization as well. We see it night in, night out in the NHL where anybody can win at any given time. No matter who the so-called odds-on favorite is, if you don't show up to do your job, the other team probably is, and then you're gonna just get smacked right in the mouth. Well, Gino, a lot
Very
of
true, very
changes,
true.
a lot of changes going on, and we get ready. This is a very important stretch before we get to the playoffs, and knock on wood a couple times, Black Bears will more than likely. I'd be willing to bet a lot of money on it. The Black Bears will be in the playoffs this year,
Yes,
but
I agree. Yep.
over the halfway point of the season now, this important stretch is kind of gonna, I believe, dictate how the Black Bears are gonna play. You guys have some new faces coming into the locker room. Some guys out on loans. At higher levels and equal levels, and you're going to get some pieces back, injuries, callbacks, all those kind of stuff. But just overlooking it, how important is the month of January now for the Black Bears, coming off an excellent month of December, going 7-1?
Yeah, I mean it's just it's just as important as any other game, really. I mean, but like the games are gonna get tougher down the road. So yeah, it's very important to just keep doing what we're doing and stay focused on the goal. Making the playoffs, getting a championship. But yeah, it's the details, the little things that are gonna matter the most. Yeah. Just
All right, and that's the voice of Gino D'Angelo. Gino, before we let you go and we end the show here tonight, we're going to have a live jersey auction on Saturday night immediately following the game. It'll be these 50th anniversary jerseys right off of the players' backs.
Heck yeah.
You have a habit of being so-called a high roller or a high-ticket item in these kind of contests, but I'll give you the opportunity to be humble or prideful right here. Whose jersey is going to sell for the most money on Saturday night?
That's tough. I mean, there's a few that could go. Yeah, I mean, I've had mine go for a little bit. If I had to bet, it's tough. I'm gonna have to go with my buddy Jurich, honestly, if I had to say.
Okay.
I think that could get up there.
Mr. 300?
Yeah, even a Kirkby jersey or Yarwood, anybody really over there, right, on our team, really. Yeah.
Okay,
Of
I have
course.
a guess that's written down in my
What do you got?
office. I actually have Coachman going number
yeah.
one.
Okay, I could see that as
With
well.
a lot of friends
Yeah.
and family in town. I think that's going to get
Okay.
snatched up.
Okay.
I think that's what's going to happen.
It's a good one.
So it'll be a great opportunity if you want to bid on a jersey just like this one, 50th anniversary jersey. It might fit you better than it fits me right now, but you need to head to Section 1 right after the game. Section 1, immediately following the final horn of Saturday night's contest. It'll be live in person. Our in-house MC, Ben, will be doing the auction once again. So as soon as the players get out of the locker room, post-game discussion, we'll be coming right back out, and we will be auctioning the jerseys off of the players' backs on Saturday. The game starts at 7 p.m., and the doors open at 6 o'clock. You get your tickets now at binghamtonblackbears.com or call the office tomorrow between 9 and 5 at 607-722-7367. Gino, thank you for being humble. We appreciate it.
Of course.
That's
Thank
Black
you for
Bears
having me.
forward Gino D'Angelo. I'm Brooks Hill signing off for everybody at the Binghamton Black Bears. We will talk to you again at Tully's on January 24th at 6 p.m. Same great time and same great location. Have a good one, everybody. We hope to see you at the arena on Saturday.